YouTube, it's Brad Phillips. Look at the second thoughts on the PT-19 from Hangar 9. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Let's just show you through the sun. Oh, I gotta love it. You can see all the ribs and everything. This is an amazing plane, really well put together. Obviously, it comes with the wood prop, which is just absolutely glorious, 14.85. But you're not supposed to fly it on 6S. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and fly it on 6S because I can. Throttle cuts off, thrust reverse is on. Oh yeah, buddy. So now we thought this flew better on the wood prop. And so we're just gonna back into position with thrust reverse. Absolutely gorgeous and unnecessary feature, but it sure does make for quick landings and definitely need a little lube on those wheels, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay guys, thrust reverse is off. We have our 5-minute timer set. Clearing that, but what we're gonna do is real quick, I'm gonna uncouple.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay.
I'm gonna go to that thing because I like being able to see the data on my battery quickly. And you can also set up audio vents and stuff when you flip switches and all that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go with this for now. Takeoff flaps are engaged. And we did do takeoff flaps and landing flaps on this one, right?
Yes.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. Okay, everything's been final tested. We're in forward thrust, takeoff flaps deployed, out of AS3X, or excuse me, out of safe, but in AS3X. Here we go. That's 20% throttle there, guys, and we're in the air, no problem. Up and over, we'll kind of yield to the manned aircraft knot. That thing sounds pretty cool with that wood prop, but I'm gonna be a little bit careful with it. Oh, here we go. About 30% throttle. Absolutely gorgeous. The 6S power is not supposed to be paired up with this wood prop, but I tend to think it's not gonna be no big deal at all. I do have a 4S 5000. If we end up blowing up the prop, you'll know what I'll be going to next. Takeoff flaps. Actually, I'll be going back to the 6S. And I hear manned aircraft. I just gotta visually inspect. Yep, we're good. Might have been a truck.
Okay.
Okay, full landing flaps. Oh yeah. You know, we're still golden. Let's just show you the landing flaps. It's hard to see on a full length flap with flaperons. Okay, out of the flaps altogether. Very beautiful flight performance. This PT-19 is something else that looks super striking in the air. It's been sitting in our living room looking gorgeous up against our gray walls. And I love the way it looks in the sun. Striking yellow. We do have a manned aircraft. The manned aircraft is only about 2,500 feet, and the vector is gonna miss our property altogether. So we should be good to go. But you may hear it in the background. If you do, we're always yielding to manned aircraft. That is what we do because we don't want to cause real problems playing with our fun toys that are awesome. Manned aircraft always have the right of way, regardless of where you are. And in my case, other manned aircraft, even if I'm in PPG, I have to yield to them. That is so cool. Even if it's a 747 that goes 700 miles an hour, well, probably not 700, but 600, 550, whatever it is. I still have to yield to them even though I can only go like 25, 30 miles an hour. Miles an hour? Miles an hour. What is that? Oh yeah, up and over. It's so amazing. This thing just has, I'm at like 60% power doing that. It's crazy, guys. Look at this. 50% throttle here, watch this, 50% throttle. I'm gonna try to do inside loop. Inside loop, oh, almost got it, still upside down. Beautiful, guys. 50% throttle does the trick on 6S with the wood prop. I don't seem to see a big issue here, to be honest. Still gonna probably play it a little bit safe, not try to run into any hay piles. That's 70, 80% throttle there. So at the end of the day, the PT-19 is an absolutely gorgeous plane. You can get out away from yourself a little bit because it is big. It's easy to see your orientation. Beautiful up against the trees, going right overhead in a safe way. And by the way, if you're involved in the process, then they're fair game.
Oh,
no, I'm serious, it really is. Bystanders. Ooh, you hear that noise?
Yeah.
You know what that noise sounds like?
Gear?
No. Well, it sounds like the prop adapter might be coming loose. So let's let's take a landing and check.
Okay.
Just gonna come in here, take off flaps deployed, full landing flaps deployed. We're just gonna be real gentle and nice to this.
Wow.
Thrust reverse, throttle cuts on. Okay, so sometimes when you hear a noise, there's two ways you can handle this. You can completely ignore it, which is what I usually do. Okay, take off flaps, landing flaps there. Beautiful, love it. We're just gonna go up here, throttle cut is on and tested. We're just gonna verify one thing because we are breaking the rules. This prop is bigger than the manufacturer recommends on 6S. Let's just make sure everything is tight. Tight like a toiga. Good. That's what we heard.
Yeah.
That's what we heard.
Good.
Okay, so we should be good to go. Let's show you guys some grass ops while we're out here. By the way, just wanted to point this out. Look at the power.
Wow.
Amazing, guys. 6S, 5,000 milliamps. This thing will go for a long time. Okay, take off flaps. Let's go ahead and get out in the grass. Show you what it looks like in the grass. We're gonna avoid the snow because we do ride low. Keep that full up elevator. Be careful, don't tip it over. You'll destroy your prop in 1 second. Here you go. Off the grass, no problem, out of the flaps. By the way, didn't need flaps, but the flaps are cool. Over the shoulder, about 50% throttle. We're gonna go up and over, figure eight it. That's our timer. Figure eight out of the throttle, into the dive, back into the throttle. Completing a nice clean figure eight. Guys, I love flying these big planes when they're good like this. And this Hangar 9 plane is so good. I actually really like it a lot better than P-47, which is almost the exact same plane. The difference is the trim livery and of course the cowl and the retracts. But to be frank, I don't think they make a big difference in airframe, but this thing just flies better. And also the additional channel is nice because we can adjust our master gain on our stabilizer. And we didn't run out of channels with flaperons, which is pretty cool. Okay, going down, just staying out of the sun, full landing flaps coming in right here. We're gonna slow it down just a little bit, avoid the snow. Going into the bowl. Obviously a little bit less roll authority, having to kind of ride opposite stick input here. That is with full landing flaps on flaperons. Crazy, guys, very good controllability. Unusual to have that level of precision control on an aircraft when you have flaperons deployed. Okay, I have flaperons all together. Notice the speed is quite a bit faster. Got to go back into the takeoff flaps at least so I can slow it down for these turns. Don't want to get into a stall. Real low, right over the ice. Out of the flaps all together, full throttle. We haven't seen that yet. Let's see what it looks like for unlimited. Yeah, that's unlimited. She's gonna keep going until she hits the stratosphere. Camera crew, you good? Totally the landing gear, gotta be.
Definitely.
Gotta be the landing gear.
I agree.
We heard the tick, tick, tick again. We could replicate the symptoms and see if we hear it again. The scenario. Man, up against that blue sky looks gorgeous.
It does.
Folks, we're in December still. You're probably seeing this after the first of the year. But I'm gonna tell you this, when you can fly like this in December, you better get your butt out there and fly because it is, oh, we have a snow dog. So cool. Full speed pass, man, that thing cruises. And I must add, it sounds amazing. Here we go. Oh man, she's carrying some speed. Here we go. Gotta love it, folks. If you haven't experienced this hobby or you don't know anything about Brian Phillips RC, and you're just like, what's wrong with this idiot? He's flying around trees and houses and buildings and stuff. First of all, I own the stuff. Second of all, yes, that's the way you make it look cool. If you want to be part of this amazing experience, stay tuned. There's so much more to come from Brian Phillips RC. If you're brand new to the hobby, just learning, you want to get good enough to do what we do on this channel. And by the way, I'm not that amazing of a pilot, but I do it. That's the difference between me and many other people, is that when you actually do something, sometimes it's cool. And you also crash a lot. But just to be totally frank, guys, if you're new to the hobby and you want to get good, just follow along. We'll help get you started, and then you can get as good as you want. And if you're an old timer that's getting back into the hobby, interested in this particular plane because of the balsa wood build that's involved, which is very limited. This is like an R plus, meaning that it's almost ready to fly, but it's got a lot of the stuff is already done for you. Okay, going inside this time. You good?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, this plane is absolutely phenomenal. You're gonna love it if you get it. I'm feeling like 6S on the wood prop is no problem. But if you wanna play it safe, make sure you order the prop. We have our unbox build radio setup where we evaluate all these things so that you can make your own decisions. And remember, after all, it is your plane. Just yield to manned aircraft and then do what's safe in your environment. The other thing is, if you want to learn to do this, I keep saying this, I keep interrupting myself because I hear cool things and I want to see things, then just stay tuned. Ask me in the comments, hey, how do I get started, Brian? What are some easy planes to fly that I can learn to fly on? Takeoff flaps deployed, winds at our tail right now, turning into the wind right now, full in the wind. It's very light. Let's see if we can do a touch and go. Oh, braking. That was a terrible touch and go, but it was still an awesome flight. Okay, I'm gonna get out and away from this truck. Respect manned aircraft and manned vehicles. Unless, of course, they want to race. Oh yeah, challenge accepted. Yep, we're faster, sorry, bud. So if you're new to the channel and you're trying to figure out what we're all about, we help people start flying. We help people make good decisions on what's available by showing a lot of different types of products in similar circumstances and with the same pilot, obviously. Or maybe sometimes my son or daughters will fly and then the camera crew will occasionally crash. I mean, fly.
That's what I was just gonna say. I crash things every once in a while.
She tries. But the thing is, she doesn't have the passion for it like I do. By the way, we have about 25%, maybe 20% left on our battery pack. As per the telemetry, let's show the people telemetry. I'm just gonna kind of keep the plane in the background, about 50% throttle. That's a good telltale sign. If you're 50% throttle in a vertical climb out and you're still holding position on your battery voltage, you're good for a while still. Remember, lipos sag as you draw, as you load them. So if it doesn't sag below where you get like a low voltage warning or anything like that, especially on smart packs, you're usually safe, especially on a cooler day. Now, when it's real cold, you'll undermine the chemistry of the packs and they'll actually perform even worse. There is kind of a sweet spot. I think it's about 40, 50 degrees is a really good spot. You get up to 70, 80 degrees, it makes a big difference in the LiPo performance. You get down to about 30 to 10 degrees, it really kills the performance. In my opinion, you lose some flight time. You get down to like minus 10, minus 20 is very bad. Sometimes you get a 20, 30% loss in your battery life. And that's a LiPo thing. And just generally chemistry in all batteries tend to do bad in colder temperatures, which is so weird because they're supposed to perform perfect at absolute zero. And absolute zero is a lot below minus 10. Anyway, sorry, science. It hurts, I know. Up, stall turn coming. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Little kiss of throttle just to get that nose pulled around, get her flying, and then she's ready to rock and roll. Guys, this thing is just a blast to fly. So if you guys are new, you want to know how to fly, stay tuned. We got other videos that are a little bit more geared to the beginner pilot, and we talk about a lot of stuff like how to set up the radios, how to build the planes, how to get them out of the box. Obviously, unbox build radio setup is what we do. And then we also have the maiden flights. The maiden flights are, of course, where we take it out for the first time. And one of the beauties, the beautiful things of being in the RC review sector, whatever you want to call this, I'm going on the inside this time, you good? Is that you get to fly a lot of different airplanes. And of course, we've set ourselves up to be able to do this from our home, which really makes it a lot easier. And we can do some cool things. And obviously we can be Johnny on the spot with reviews, but our internet sucks here. So we have to upload it via satellite. It sounded so good. And obviously we have a lot of practice. We work together, me and my wife, also known as the camera crew. Her name is Megan. Yes, she does have a name. I call her name all the time. I just call her camera crew on video to annoy people that are small-minded and that think I'm like talking down to her, which is just so stupid and hilarious all at the same time. So I'm gonna take advantage of stupidity and hilarityum.
Well, if you haven't been around for a long time, you maybe don't know how it started, but
it started as a stupid joke.
Stupid joke.
Because it was just me and my wife and everybody knew it, including me and my wife. And so we called her the camera crew. It was always one person, I know. If you don't get it, that's fine. Not everybody has a sense of humor. But the thing is, this plane is awesome and we're so glad you're here with us to enjoy this experience. If you haven't ever done it yourself, you are missing out. You might get hit by a beer truck tomorrow and die. in a horrible fireball out on the roads. So you might as well start today. I'm serious. I say that halfway jokingly. Hopefully nobody gets hit by a beer truck tomorrow, but it does happen. And it's seriously, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So get out there and fly today. And if you're not flying today, why are you waiting? Seriously, if you want to fly, don't wait. If you wait 6 months, you've wasted 6 months not flying. Okay, I am getting voltage alarm, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a landing. I am serious though, guys. Not guaranteed tomorrow, so you might as well fly today. And if you're not flying today, it does take time. It's hard. It's not a skill that you pick up overnight. If you're a full-scale pilot, that does not mean you know how to fly these. And that's okay. You're not trying to beat you up. You have an awesome skill that I desire as well myself. Full landing flaps here into ground effect.
Wow.
Okay, so throttle cuts on.
103 amps, 136 Fahrenheit, spoilers.
She has a lot to say.
She does.
Okay, so as you can see, it's very hard to see on the video, but the thing is, in real life, you can see that all day long. I've got about 20% left on my bar graph that shows how much battery's left. Now, like I was saying, if you're new, you wanna learn how to fly, you're in the right place. Brian Phillips RC is here to help you, and it appears that I'm speaking in third person. I don't generally do that either, just like the camera crew. My name is Brian Phillips. My wife is Megan Phillips. We're married. Weird. So at the end of the day, we love bringing this stuff to you. We want to grow the audience because that helps our channel, but we want to grow the hobby because that helps the hobby. And without a big audience, our channel doesn't have any power to work with these manufacturers and give you bad news, because we need to be able to give you bad news just like we want to be able to give you good news. Good news is easy to deliver and anybody can do it. But when you review and you work with manufacturers who are doing multi-million-dollar sales in a quarter or a year, whatever it is, they want to sell planes. And we want to help them sell these planes to the people that are right for the fit with that plane. We don't want to sell that plane and make you a one and done, because that doesn't do anything for the industry. It doesn't do anything for the hobby. It doesn't do anything for our channel. So it's a win-win-win-win-win. If you buy these things from the links, you help support us financially. We get money from those guys, just like we get money from their direct competitors when you buy their plane. We don't care if you buy this one or the direct competitor's plane or the other direct competitor's plane or that guy that really sucks and only sells like 7 a year, that guy's plane. We don't care which one you buy, but we want you to buy something because you're gonna love it. And it is an amazing experience, and we're here to help you along the way. Because really, when you get into this hobby, or if you get back into this hobby, you're gonna find out very quick, what is bind? I don't even understand that. I have crystals in my radio. Yes, I hear you. Trust me, I was there 8 years ago. I had to figure a lot of this stuff out on my own. There were some good people that are out there on YouTube that were helping me along. I took their advice, I listened, I learned, I watched like crazy. You wouldn't believe. You think you watch a lot? I watched more. You think you spent more time on Hobby King buying crappy parts? I bought more.
Yep.
Here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, I love this stuff. I don't just do it because I love having a YouTube channel. I do it because I love it. And the YouTube channel is gonna facilitate my desire to grow this hobby, help prevent one and dones, because that's important to us. We don't want people to go out there and spend 900 bucks. You'd probably have almost $1,000 in this plane by the time you have a radio, transmitter, batteries,
Charger.
not a new battery in here even, but just a charger, even just a single channel charger, a smaller charger. You're not gonna be flying this plane for a lot less than that. But if you got half of that already taken care of over here and you're just buying the plane, we can help you make that as economical as possible, because you're gonna have 6 or 7 other planes on the way. And you don't do it overnight, guys. You do it over a period of years. So don't worry about how expensive this is or how cheap that is, but worry about what you got to deal with today. What do you have today? I have no skills. I have no radio. I have no income. Okay, well, we might not be able to help you. But the thing is, if your parents do, then you can ask them to help you. I was just thinking about kids. I wasn't making fun of unemployed people. So at the end of the day, here on Brian Phillips RC, we're super sensitive and we don't make fun of people ever. Because we've all been there, we've all been in down times, and we know what it's like. And yes, there are certain circumstances of life that take precedent over RC, but they're very few and far between if you ask a guy like me. So take care of your family, make sure you got food on the table, make sure everybody has clothes that aren't holy, and then buy the RC. I mean, there's a few other things in there like paying taxes and, you know, paying your mortgage and stuff. But I mean, that's all just, you know, hearsay from what I hear. So at the end of the day, we're here to help you guys make good decisions. We want you to be happy doing this, get the most out of it. And we want to grow the number of people that enjoy it, because at the same time, I love it. That doesn't mean that thousands of other people are loving it. And we got to grow this hobby so it will survive. We got to make the companies that do this for a living make good money, or they're just gonna go make garbage cans. They're cheaper, they're easier, logistically they're easier to get to market, or they're gonna make toilet paper dispensers, or they're gonna make plungers, or they're gonna make something that's easier to make. I mean, these things are super complicated. There's a million things that could go wrong on them. That's why you need somebody like me to help you go through it and get the best out of it, because then they can have less people that have no clue getting in front of these airplanes, destroying them and getting pissed off and calling saying, I just spent $900. I didn't pay my mortgage so I could do this. And that's what happens. There are a small sect of people that are doing that every day, and these guys have to deal with it. So this brand and every other brand, by the way. At the end of the day, we're here to help you find the best fit for where you are right now and then advance to the next step. And then when you get to that next step, you're like, wow, I'm out of safe. I can fly any plane now. Maybe not quite, but you're gonna feel that way, and we're gonna help you figure out what you really can fly. And trust me, I've been there, I've done that, and I wanna help you do it too. So we really appreciate you guys. This is second thoughts on the PT-19. That's an E-Flight product, excuse me, not an E-Flight, but this would have been a Hangar 9, which is Horizon Hobby, same thing. Horizon Hobby owns Spectrum, Horizon Hobby owns E-Flight, Horizon Hobby owns Hangar 9. Horizon Hobby sells a lot of other brands too, but the stuff that they own, we point out brands so you guys know what we're dealing with. At the end of the day, we're not married to one brand versus another. We don't care what brand. We just want you guys to know that they exist and if they're good or not. And if they're not the best or if they're not the worst and there's somewhere in the between. And let me tell you something, most planes are not the best. Most planes are not the worst. There's a sliding scale between Dynam and E-Flight and everything beyond. You know, and Gropner and you know, the same thing with radios. You know, there's a million different types of planes. There's a million types of brands and price points and all that stuff. And it's really hard to sort through if you're new at this or if you're just returning. That's what we do here on Brian Phillips RC. I want to make sure you guys know that. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely subscribe. We have literally thousands of new subscribers all the time. It's just, they just keep pouring in. So we want to make sure that we don't forget you guys that are brand new to the hobby. We try our best to answer comments. We don't get to all of them. We used to. It was really hard to keep up. This is probably a year ago it was hard to keep up. It's almost impossible now. If you do support us on Patreon, it does give you a little bit easier access to us because we do comments on Patreon too. But I'm not asking for money so that you can make comments. I'm just saying if you want Patreon, that does give you another venue, another outlet. We don't reply to stuff on Facebook. We just put it out there so people know we exist, okay? We do YouTube, and that is our primary focus. We have Instagram. We don't really do much on it. Might be a cat picture on there once in a while. We might, you know, film dinner one day or some cool with the camera crew or the family, and then an occasional high speed, low pass or something cool like that. We just don't spend our focus on that. Our focus is here on YouTube, teaching people, getting them into the hobby, you know, making a bigger group of people that love this thing. Because once you get hooked on it, you're in, guys. You're in. You're gonna love this stuff. It's so much fun, but it's not easy. It's not overnight, and it's real. That's something that you don't get right now in society. Everybody wants a tablet, download. I want to pay for the stupid outfit. I want to pay for the stupid gun. I want to pay for this. I want to pay for that, and you get nothing. At the end of the day, you might as well just taking that time and just throwing it in the garbage can. This is real. This has real consequences. It's really hard. It takes real skill. It does take real money, unfortunately. If it was free, it'd be amazing. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's real and it's tangible. And you have to get outside and you have to have a place to do it. And you have to talk to people and learn and have skills. And that's why we promote this, because it's amazing. It's super fun. And it's not something you can just sit down and just download off the internet on your tablet and you know, play for 15 minutes and then move on with your life. This is something that you do and you love it and it really gets to be a part of your life. So it's super cool. Now, that being said, we also review cars, we review trucks, we review quads, we review helicopters. We do all sorts of stuff. I also do PPG, which I want to do more of. You'll notice there's no power lines down this road. Yes, that's right. We paid to bury those power lines. We also paid to put them in 3 years before we paid to bury them. Maybe that's a whole nother story for another day. And it's very frustrating, but at the same time, we did that so I wouldn't die in a PPG accident. We wanted to open the doors so I had more opportunities for takeoffs and landings in manned aircraft, meaning PPG, powered paragliding, where you have a parachute. It's actually called a wing. You have a, you know, big fan on your back and you fly it. Okay, 25 horsepower engine in my case. This was not for that, and that was not for this, but this is a nice little side effect. I love aviation. I've loved it my whole life, and you guys, I know there's so many of them that are in the exact same boat. You've been looking at these things since you were a kid and you've never had the guts or the money or the time to get into it, but all of a sudden you do right now, right here, and you're watching this video right now, and guess what? You're in the right place because we're gonna help you get there. And all you have to do is just start coordinating with us. We'll help get you in to the fold. And there's tons of beginner planes that are way easier to fly, way slower, way, way, way easier to fly, easier to fix, cheaper to buy, less complicated. And they're gonna help wet your whistle, and you're gonna say, oh man, how have I missed this for 20 years? And you're gonna kick yourself when you realize you have. And so we're just gonna help save 20 years of your life, because if you wait another 20 years, you'll probably be dead, A, and B, you might get hit by a beer truck tomorrow. So you gotta watch out for those things. Beer trucks are dangerous. If you see a beer truck, like, just get away from it. If you drive a beer truck, be careful, please. We want you flying airplanes too. Okay, so anyway, what else have I forgotten? I mean, I've talked about a lot of big issues today.
I think you've covered all of your life lessons.
100% of them?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, you haven't insulted that many people, but
Not yet.
we're close. We're
The video's not over. So anyway, guys, at the end of the day, we love doing this. We love having you here. We appreciate that we are having an effect, and we appreciate that you guys are really supporting us, especially our Patrons. Thanks for being supporters of ours. It's a small but distinguished group of people that really do help us. And then we also have people on PayPal that send us gifts once in a while. That's really not what we're after. What we want you to do is buy these planes. That helps us to build relationships with these other manufacturers. And then they send us planes, we review them, and then you know, hey, do I want to buy that PT-19 or do I want to buy the Fun Cub P-47? I think we made that pretty clear. You want to buy this. Same manufacturer. We don't make any more money if you buy this versus that. We just want you to buy one that you love. And if you don't like that, we'll buy another one. But if you're in the position to buy a plane and you love a plane, then buy it from our links. Support us, everybody win. Win from the manufacturer, win from Brian Phillips RC, win from the RC hobby, and win for you. Lost for your wife. Sorry, wife.
She'll get over it.
She will, I promise. Anyway, so guys, that all being said, help us win, be part of our victory, and you already have, a lot of you. Thanks so much if you've been here a long time. Some of our supporters have been around for 8 years, watching every video. It's super embarrassing to think of all the dumb things I've said in that many years. I mean, these aren't short videos, these are long videos. They're
said a
huge.
lot of dumb things.
Said a lot of dumb things, made a lot of bad mistakes, a lot of crashes.
We learned a lot.
Yeah, we're better at this than we were when we started.
Yeah.
But we're still not perfect, and we know it, and we're gonna make mistakes in the future, and it's gonna be here. It's gonna make an entertaining flight with crash.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, guys, that's what you get for today. We really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to click the like button, click the bell, subscribe if you haven't, obviously. I think that goes without saying. And if you like that plane, buy that thing. We'll show you what battery we used, what radio. We used NX8 in this case. Might be going to a 10, might be going to an IX14. Just keep your eyes open for that. And then we'll link to those choices. So it'll be the plane, then the battery or receiver, and then the battery or receiver, just in some order like that. And then of course the transmitter that we picked right here. So we'll show you why we picked those in the unbox build radio setup and how we concluded what receiver works best. That usually kind of comes in the radio setup part of the unbox build radio setup, which is in the playlist for this plane, just like it is for every plane we've done in the recent history, probably the last 6 years. So if you guys need to find something and you can't find it, use the search results on Brian Phillips RC. Just click on my face. It'll bring you to our channel. Click search. You can search just my channel and you'll find whatever we have for playlists. Or you can navigate to brianphillipsrc.com. That's our domain. And it'll help you to sort by manufacturer. Right now, we're working on some other sorts for 2023 so that you can sort by, you know, fixed wing, heli, you know, quads, water aircraft, you know, tricycles, tail draggers, these sort of things that help you guys define what you're looking for. Maybe we'll do some budget things. We're not working on that part yet, and it is tough. We don't talk a lot about money on this channel because we understand that the prices have changed a lot, and we don't control when they change, and we leave this stuff up forever. So like in 4 years, if this thing is still available, which I kind of doubt it will be, they always seem to rotate these things in and out, then it's probably gonna cost more, and I don't control that. Right. But we want you guys to know that it exists and whether or not it's worth it, whatever it's going for the day you happen to be watching this video. So in light of the fact that we're gonna leave this up forever, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy Easter, 4th of July.
Thanksgiving.
What else? Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah, that's most of them.
New Year. We already did New Year, right?
Yeah,
happy birthday, obviously.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Still married.
That's right. Or happy divorce day, whatever it is. I mean, whatever's happy about it or unhappy. Our condolences. What else? What else have we missed?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Happy graduation. You get it all here
New
on Brian
job.
Phillips RC. That's
New
right.
house.
Yeah, good job with the new house, new job,
New baby.
kids.
Yeah.
Sorry you lost your kids. Sorry you lost your brother, neighbor, cousin, whatever. There's lots of different things here. We try to cover our bases on Brian Phillips RC. And if you enjoyed it, smash the like button. Guys, I'm gonna shut up. Come back for more.